Hello, and thank you for taking a couple minutes out of your time today to watch my presentation on values that I have learned over the past couple weeks. I have chose to title my presentation Self-Reflection because the essential question that I have chose to study this week really made me think and reevaluate myself and reflect a lot on myself. So to begin, I'd like to read this quote. It says, "Sometimes we live our lives like puzzle pieces turned upside down, the only showing the world our gray sides. Then along comes life, and it starts flipping them over, showing to us and the world more than just the outline of who we are. It shows us the colors, and if we can start to turn over more and put them together, we can see the picture of who we really are and emerge." Life has mysterious, funny ways of bringing out the best in people, and as we go through each day and take it a day at a time, let's turn over a new puzzle piece and put it together and become who we are truly meant to be. So to start off, the question I chose for this week was, who am I and what motivates me? My three questions are, number one, what are my motives? Number two, what are my motives helping me to develop better Christ-like attributes? Number three, what makes a good role model good? So starting off with number one, what are my motives? As a teacher, it is important to motivate your students to do well in their schoolwork. In an article I found titled Teach, Make a Difference, it says number one is to encourage students. Students look to teachers for approval and positive reinforcement, and they are more likely to be enthusiastic about learning if they feel their work is recognized and valued. This means praise your students, putting a gold star on their paper, writing "good job" on their paper and handing it back to them is positive praise, and they seek for that because they want to feel a feeling of accomplishment. Number two is get them involved. This is a way to encourage students, is making participating fun by giving each student a task to accomplish, such as responsibilities, such as tidying up and decorating the classroom for specific holidays or something like that. Erasing the whiteboard could be one. Passing out materials or papers that need to be handed back. Taking turns reading when you are reading a story in a class or a large group. And doing a lot of group work will make them feel a sense of ownership and something that they can take pride in. And by giving students a sense of ownership allows them to feel accomplished. Number three is offer incentives. Setting expectations and making reasonable demands encourages students to participate, but sometimes they need just that little extra push to send them in the right direction. Incentives can be large or small, such as a small incentive would be giving certain students who get their homework done on time special privileges that those who didn't get their homework done on time doesn't have. A large incentive could be having a class pizza party when a test average score goes up a certain percentage. And number four is get creative. Avoid monotony by changing around the structure of your class. Teaching through games and discussions versus lectures will benefit your students so much more than just sitting and lecturing them. Show a movie every now and then that effectively addresses the topic that you are discussing. Decorate the classroom to create a stimulating, fun environment. And number five is draw connections to real life. A common question of complaint among students is, when will I ever need this? If the students are asking this question, it's a clear indicator that they are not wanting or not willing to learn. That's why it's important to demonstrate how the subject relates to them. As a teacher, how you could help solve this is when your students are complaining how they'll never use this in their real life, explain to them how you have used that specific topic in your life. So what are my motives helping me to develop better Christ-like attributes? And when I thought about this question, I kind of did a self-analysis and I made a list of motives and what I want to do and become. Some of my motives were, just as Christ was the master teacher, I can follow in his footsteps and I can have the perfect example of how to be the most effective teacher. And I want people to see how much I love my Savior through my words and my actions in the workforce, at school, in my own home, anywhere I am. I want everyone around me to see how much I love my Savior and how that reflects through my words and my actions. And I want to be the kind of person that tries her best every day to develop these Christ-like qualities. So every day I try to work as hard as I can to develop all these different Christ-like attributes, like loving everyone, being kind to everyone, showing compassion, being a friend, everything like that. So finally, what makes a good role model good? An effective role model is one who demonstrates confidence and leadership, one who is not afraid to be unique and be different, one who communicates and interacts well with everyone, one who shows respect and concern for others, one who is knowledgeable and well-rounded, one who has humility and willingness to admit when they have made a mistake, and one who does good things outside of the job. I personally would like to have all these qualities within myself, and I believe that a true role model are those who possess qualities we would like to have in ourselves. I would like to have all of these qualities within myself, plus more. So when I look for a role model, I look for someone who has all these qualities that I would like to develop as well. Now I'd like to end with a quote I found by Helen Keller, and she says, "I am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but I can still do something. I will not refuse to do the something I can do." It is true we cannot do everything, but we can do something with our lives, and we can give everything that we have to accomplish that something that we want to do. And this is a huge motivational factor when you are wanting to reach a goal. Thank you so much for watching my presentation today.